Good evening. I am Dwayne Frankert, President of North Central Electric Cooperative Board of Trustees. We would like to begin the meeting with the national anthem performed by Annika Campbell.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof to the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave?
As President of the Board of Trustees, I call the 85th meeting of North Central Electric Cooperative to order. Before we begin, I would like to mention a few features members can use during this meeting. Those who are watching the live stream on the website can ask questions by typing into the chat feature available on your screen. For members who are listening via phone, simply dial *3 and you will be connected to a cooperative representative who will take your name and question. Submit the questions will be addressed following the President and General Manager's reports. I will now call upon Justice Clifford, Director of Communications, to deliver tonight's invocation.
Dear Heavenly Father, these past 12 months have certainly brought sadness and change. However, let us be humble and rejoice in the fact that you have allowed us all to be here today with the ability to once again come together as a cooperative. May you allow us to fondly remember those from our lives that are no longer in this world, and may you comfort those dealing with their departure. Please watch over the souls in the armed forces, police, fire, or emergency services as they answer your calling to serve and protect those around them. May we continue to adhere to the not-for-profit electric cooperative principles that have guided us since 1936. Voluntary and open membership, democratic member control, members' economic participation, autonomy and independence, education, training, and information, cooperation among cooperatives, and concern for community. Lastly, we ask that you continue to watch over everyone and their families so that we can continue to grow and live together for the betterment of our neighbors and communities. In your name we pray. Amen.
Kevin Bishop, Secretary of the Cooperative, will now submit proof of the notice of the meeting.
I present the following. First, a copy of the notice of meeting that is dated April 26, 2021, stating the time, place, and purpose of the meeting. Next, an affidavit executed by Jeff McAllister, Managing Editor for Ohio's Electric Cooperatives, showing a copy of the notice of the meeting to each member of the cooperative, a list of the members of the cooperative, and a certificate attesting to the number of members, the number of consumers, and the number of non-member consumers. Before this meeting, you received a copy of the minutes of the 2020 annual meeting of the members to be considered for your approval. These minutes were also made available on the cooperative's website.
The Secretary is directed to incorporate a copy of the notice of the meeting together with the affidavit of mailing of the notice of the minute book of the cooperative. Our registration shows totals of 428 members registered. According to the Code of Regulations of the cooperative, The members attending this duly called meeting constitute a quorum. Consequently, I now declare the annual meeting of the members of North Central Electric Cooperative Incorporated lawfully and properly convened and ready to proceed for transaction of the business. It has been customary to waive the reading of the notice of the meeting and the minutes of the last meeting of the members of the cooperative. We will now ask for a motion, second, and vote to waive the reading of the minutes. To participate, please click the chat button and type your full name and township. Do I hear a motion to waive the reading and approve the minutes of the 2020 annual meeting? Please click the chat button and type in your full name and township to sponsor this motion. I have a motion from Terry Leese. To submit the second, repeat the process and click the chat button and type in your full name and township. Do I have a second? I have a motion from Teresa Sugar. A poll to vote on the motion will now appear on your screen. Please select yes or no to submit your vote. Members who are listening on the phone can press 1 for yes and 2 for no. According to the poll, we have a majority to approve the motion. I would now like to introduce your current Board of Trustees. I am President Dwayne Frankert from Loudon Township near Fostoria, serving since 2001. Vice President Rodney Snavely from Adams Township in Seneca County, serving since 2001. Secretary Kevin Bishop of Chatfield Township in Crawford County, serving since 2005. Treasurer Steve Seitz from Tacoma Township, Wyandotte County, serving since 2014. Trustee David Green of Cranberry Township in Crawford County, serving since 2018. Trustee Dennis Schindler of Crane Township in Wyandotte County, serving since 1984. Trustee Nick Wagner of Venice Township near Attica, serving since 2014. Trustee Michael Scherger of Liberty Township in Seneca County, serving since 2016. And Trustee Ron Frisch of Eden Township in Seneca County, serving since 2007. Before we continue, I'd like to remind everyone to please submit any questions you may have via the chat feature on your screen at the bottom or by dialing *3 for phone participants. We will be addressing them following the reports. At this time, I would like to introduce Attorney Brent Howard.
This year, the 3 races for the North Central Electric Board of Trustees were uncontested. In District 1, which includes Crawford and Richland counties, the candidate is David Green. In District 2, which is Wyandotte County, Stephen Seitz is the candidate. And in District 5, which includes Clinton, Eden, and Pleasant Townships in Seneca County, Ronald Frisch is the candidate. Each candidate submitted nominating petitions bearing at least 25 signatures of members in their district. A provision in the Code of Regulations states that if none of the races are contested, then the cooperative does not need to incur the expense of conducting an election. Therefore, in accordance with the Code of Regulations, all candidates are deemed elected as of the annual meeting. Congratulations to the elected trustees.
I'd like to start by thanking you all again for joining us today for the 85th Annual Meeting of North Central Electric Cooperative. I understand how even now we're still adjusting to the many changes caused by COVID, and everyone here at the cooperative appreciates your attendance and participation in this year's annual meeting. I don't think any of us expected to still be living in a COVID-19 world over a year later, but the light at the end of the tunnel gets brighter every day. The pandemic continued to challenge both you, our members, our employees, and fellow board members here at the co-op. After more than a year, with many employees working remotely and the office closed to the public to maintain the health and safety of everyone, we're pleased to have begun the process of getting back to normal routine. Employees have started to return to office in staggered schedules, and we look forward to opening the lobby to the public again sometime soon. We cannot thank the co-op staff enough for the continued hard work and dedication to the members each and every day as they adjusted to the new operations and procedures needed to keep everyone safe. One of the things I continue to be most proud of, not only as a Board of Trustee but also a North Central member, is the continued success of the North Central Electric People Fund. It remains dedicated to giving our members and communities the extra helping hand we all may sometimes need. Thanks to important work of our 9 People Fund board members who are all volunteers, 22 grants totaling $52,662 went to deserving organizations and individuals in our area in 2020. The pennies rounded up on your bills can truly make a difference in our communities. I'm pleased to report that 87% of North Central members participate in Operation Roundup and the People Fund, and I thank each of you for your contributions. Also, I'd like to see this number go up to closer to 100%. You never know when you may be one of those people that may need that extra help and money for a devastating problem that might have come to you. I would like to take a moment to recognize the North Central members who serve on the People Fund board and devote their personal time to running this effort. Sherry Brown, President, District 7. Rodney Gilliland, Vice President, District 2. Melissa Daniels, Secretary, District 5. Sandy Shook, Treasurer, District 4. Roger Miller and Gary Cole, District 1. Peggy Mooney, District 2. Amy Nagel, District 3. And Joe Rumschlag, District 6. As cooperative members have the opportunity to participate in a national platform encouraging legislators to advocate for topics of best interest. We can do this through our participation in ACRE, Action Committee for Rural Electrification, which is a federal political action committee of the National Rural Electric Cooperative Association. ACRE allows you and other members to raise your voices on behalf of the cooperative to state and federal government officials who make decisions that affect our way of life. To join, it is only $25 a year or $2.08 added to your electric bill each month. The money is used to directly support candidates or incumbents who will speak for and protect the interests of electric co-ops. I would encourage all NCE members to consider adding their voice to this worthy effort. Sign up is easy, and the form to do so can be found on our website. Thank you to everyone who already participates in ACRE to promote the best interests of electric cooperatives around the state and country. It is even more important now than ever in the political arena today to remember that if you do not have our agenda on the table, you will be on the menu. Last, I would like to announce that after 20 years, I have chosen to retire as trustee of North Central Electric and will not be seeking re-election in 2022. I encourage members residing in District 7 to consider running for the board and seek out a petition when they are available in January. It's been a privilege to represent members of District 7 and North Central as a whole during my time on the board, and I look forward to watching the continued growth and success of the cooperative in coming years. Thank you again for joining us for this year's annual meeting. Your participation in the governance of North Central Electric, your cooperative, is such a huge part of what sets electric co-ops apart in the industry. On behalf of my fellow board members and the employees of North Central Electric, it is an honor to continue to serve you for another year. At this time, we'd like to share with you an update from Buckeye Power.
Hello, I'm Pat O'Loughlin, President and CEO of Ohio's Electric Cooperatives, your wholesale power provider and statewide services association. Thank you for attending your co-op's annual meeting and participating in its democratic process. Engaged members like you ensure the continued strength of our electric cooperative network. For more than a year, COVID has changed the way many businesses operate, and electric cooperatives were no exception. Co-ops like yours took unprecedented steps to ensure the health and safety of their members and employees while keeping the lights on. We faced similar challenges to keep our generation plants fully operational the entire time. As we transition back to a more normal way of doing things, we've learned a lot about keeping the power flowing to our members during a crisis, and we believe it's better prepared us for future operational challenges we may face. Buckeye Power is in an exceptional position to deliver electricity to the 400,000 Ohio Electric Cooperative members reliably, affordably, and in an environmentally responsible way. It's this balance that is part of Buckeye Power's mission and something every Ohioan should expect. One part of the equation that cannot be sacrificed is reliability, because that impacts our economy and the health and safety of every person. Texas and California pursued poorly planned energy markets that resulted in forced blackouts just in this past year and high electric bills. They relied too much on uncontrollable renewable energy sources without considering reliability impacts. Texas endured not only destructive blackouts, but incurred electric system costs that will take years to recover. Fortunately, Buckeye Power is part of a regional network that plans for an adequate level of resources plus a healthy reserve margin. However, the Midwest isn't without risks like Texas and California. Our region was threatened most recently during the polar vortex of 2014, where load was high and our power system had difficulty keeping up. Several baseload coal plants have been closed since, replaced by natural gas plants and some renewable resources that may not be available during extreme cold weather events. Buckeye Power provides your electricity supply from clean baseload coal plants, modern natural gas plants, and about 6% of your energy from a mix of renewable resources, including hydropower, biomass, and solar. We're currently working to double our solar output over the next year. Our diverse resource mix allows us to ensure you have power when you need it, while keeping wholesale power costs flat for the past 10 years. While Buckeye Power generates reliable and affordable power, it's your co-op that has the incredible responsibility to deliver that power to your homes and businesses. That takes a team of dedicated people working together every day. Your state trade association operates behind the scenes in support of your cooperative. Here are some fast facts about the Ohio Cooperative Program that I think you'll find important in 2021. We will have 128 apprentice linemen enrolled in the Central Ohio Line Worker Training Program, learning safe and effective work practices. Our team will deliver more than 400 safety training sessions at Ohio's 24 electric cooperatives. We will invest more than $2 million in energy efficiency, economic development, and education programs to help members use energy more wisely. We will produce and mail 3.6 million copies of Ohio Cooperative Living magazine to homes and businesses served by an electric cooperative. Ohio's 24 distribution cooperatives will refund more than $37 million in excess revenue earned in past years to its members, staying true to our nonprofit business model. We will again outperform investor-owned and municipal utility counterparts in customer service and reliability as measured by the American Consumer Satisfaction Index survey. Our employees and boards will support countless community projects through bill roundup programs and local participation. We will support well more than 100 state and federally elected officials through our Political Action Committee, recognizing those who support electric cooperatives, be they Democrats or Republicans. In a year of countless challenges, Ohio's electric cooperative network once again proved its strength and resilience. I congratulate all of you for your role in your co-op's continued success, and thank you again for the privilege of speaking at your annual meeting.
Thank you, Pat. Good evening. My name's Ed Van Hoos, and I'm the General Manager for North Central. At this time, we'd like to recognize our 2021 Children of Members Scholarship winners. Maxwell Phillips, a Buckeye Central graduate, and Kayla Fruth, a Hopewell Loudon graduate, both earned our $3,000 scholarships. Maxwell also earned an additional $1,900 scholarship from our statewide association. Taylor Ratliff of Buckeye Central High School and Jake Forehand of Seneca East High School earned our $2,000 scholarship. We encourage all graduating seniors who are Children of North Central members to apply for these scholarships. They are competitive, but they also provide great opportunities for graduating seniors to learn about interviewing and presenting themselves professionally. And this year, because we couldn't hold our usual youth tour and youth day events, the board approved an additional $500 scholarship to our top 6 applicants. So thank you so much to the board for providing that, and congratulations to everyone who applied. I'm going to begin my comments by saying thank you. It's kind of it's something I do every year to make sure that I express my gratitude first to the board for the opportunity to continue to serve the cooperative and all of its members, and then to our employees, because without them, we would not be able to operate on the daily basis with the high levels of service that we do. And to my family, Melissa, my wife, and my children, Eddie, Evan, Ariana, and Kenzie, thank you so much for supporting me in my role here. And of course, to all of you out there, the membership, I appreciate your engagement with us and the opportunity that we have to be able to provide you with the highest level of service that we can. So this year, I'd like to talk to you about just a few items. You've heard Pat talk about the impact of COVID. You heard Dwayne kind of mention it. I want to talk about specifically what we've done here at North Central with our response to COVID. And let me say, the employees during this time performed exemplary. I could not express to you exactly how much they have gone above and beyond in their duties during this time. Without them, again, we would not have been able to continue operation. We have not been unaffected. We've had lots of different incidences here. We've had people with confirmed cases. We've had spouses with confirmed cases. We've had secondary exposures. We've lost a lot of time related to that. And even with all that going on, we were still able to maintain operations and keep everybody working in a different manner, but still with the focus on the membership. In addition, we had some issues with billing. If you really think about it, the impact on COVID wasn't just here locally inside the co-op, it also affected all of you, the members. So because of that, we extended payment options throughout the COVID crisis. We canceled late fees. We worked with you to help make sure that you had the chance to be able to pay your bill on time in a manner that would work with your own personal finances. And I'm pretty proud of our ability to shift our business model and be able to do that. But now it's time to return back to normal. And what you're going to see at the beginning of this next month is that our lobby is going to reopen. Now we're going to start returning to doing rebate inspections and energy audits and all of those things that we would normally do. Instead of seeing multiple trucks at a job site where everybody has to ride together, we're going to start riding back together. Everybody has to ride separate. We're going to start riding back together. All of these things are an attempt to try and return back to normal. Of course, we're watching what happens, and we want to make sure that everybody remains safe. And should the pandemic begin again or some kind of second wave occur, we may take other actions. But for now, I can tell you, it's a relief to me and to the members and to the employees that we can finally start to come back together as a cooperative family in the way that we've grown accustomed. There's been a lot of discussion over this past year, and even you heard me talk about it last year, over solar installations and what that means to you as a member. We continue to see a lot of misinformation spread out there, particularly by some of these fly-by-night solar companies that are really looking to just make a quick buck and then move on. In order to combat that, we've started offering to our membership a service that costs you absolutely nothing, where we will take a look at your billing that you have and give you an accurate result of what it would mean to you if you installed some kind of solar array. Let me be clear. We're not against solar. We're not. In fact, you saw Pat talk about the fact that we offer solar. And in fact, we plan to offer a continuation of our community solar program, which should be available within the next year or two. What we are against is people who take advantage of you, our members. And we have seen some very exorbitant prices being offered to the membership. So we want to do everything we can to help protect you. We're your trusted energy advisor, and we'd like to be able to assist you when you get these kinds of calls. So give us a call before you sign on the dotted line. It's very important. I continue to get a lot of talk and questions about broadband, and I've already seen some of the questions coming in about this. So let me just give you a little bit of what's happened over the past year. As we spoke last year at this meeting, we were very, very much looking forward to the Rural Digital Opportunity Fund auction through the FCC, which was going to provide a significant amount of money for broadband development within rural areas. And that would include North Central Electric, because we know, as we've heard from you, that many of you have very little options when it comes to broadband. That isn't to say all of you. We know that there are pockets where there's availability, but we also know that a majority of you really don't have anything available. What I can tell you is that the RDOF auction results were very disappointing. The incumbent providers used it as an opportunity to bid the results down to such a level that it simply wasn't sustainable. And now what we're seeing most recently is that they're reneging on their promise to build into those areas. It's a very unfortunate result, like I said, and we're incredibly disappointed. From my perspective, it does not matter whether or not North Central provides you broadband service or someone else does. We just want to make sure you get the service. And so we are continuing to move ahead, and we're right now conducting a survey to find out where within our territory are the areas that is the most lacking. The FCC mapping that's out there is inaccurate at best. By filling out this survey, you will help us be able to get a database together of areas that will show exactly what's available rather than what was submitted by the incumbents and used by the FCC in the RDOF auction and others like it. So I'd like to encourage all of you to please fill out the survey, visit our member website, or go to our social media to click the link. We're doing everything we can to get the information out there to you. I think it might even be available via Smart Hub, and if it's not, it will be. So, and if you can't find it, call the office. We'll make sure that you get it. We want your participation in the survey, even if you have good internet service, because that will tell us where we shouldn't be considering. So that's what's kind of happened in this past year. Let's talk about what we're going to be doing in the future. I can tell you right now, when we open up the lobby again, you're going to see some new faces. We've had a generational shift occur here. There's a lot of people who are retiring from the cooperative. That has provided an opportunity for younger people to come in. And we have a big, change in employee base. It's a good thing and a sad thing at the same time. We'll miss those people who have dedicated many decades of service to the local cooperative and therefore to the community. But at the same time, we welcome new faces and new ideas, and we hope that we can continue to provide the same high levels of service that you have come to expect. We remain active in the political realm, and that means on a local level, on a state level, and at the federal level. It's a really challenging time politically, as we all know. The country is in a divided state, and we at the cooperative must find a way to still get our rural issues pushed ahead in an era where it's very difficult to get anything accomplished. But I can tell you, with the help of our statewide, with the help of your board of directors, I and my team spend a lot of time working to make sure that your voices are heard in Ohio State House and at the U.S. Capitol. We're spending a lot of effort in community involvement locally. Seneca County last year launched its CEO program, which the inaugural class will be in August. I'm proud to say that North Central Electric was the starting organization for that, and that will engage our youth within Seneca County to provide them opportunities to learn about entrepreneurship and how to do economic development. We're involved with all of the economic development agencies within our communities, and we continue to look for ways to help spur growth within the territory. Even while doing all of these things, I want to assure you that we never forget what our base business model is. We are a not-for-profit, member-owned electric cooperative. That means that all of you are the most important thing and the biggest focus for every employee that comes to work. We always keep in mind that we want to seek the highest quality member service while always looking at ways that we can continually improve that service while maintaining the highest levels of our abilities to keep the light on for you. With that, we'll go ahead and move to the Q&A portion. I think we've gotten quite a few questions, so I'm going to invite Dwayne to come back up with me. And we'll just kind of go through them. So the first one I have here, it says, are electric rates going to go up? Well, what isn't going to go up? I mean, inflation is a thing, right? I'm proud to say, though, if you look at our history, our electric rates have remained relatively stable. I know what's happened in other states. I know what the rates are in other states. And I can tell you for Ohio, the majority of our rate base comes from the cost of generating and transmitting the power from Buckeye, who you heard from earlier, who is the one that actually makes the power that comes to us. The rest of it is a fixed cost that we need to recover in order to have linemen and employees here and all of that. So that portion is relatively small compared to what happens at the generation and transmission. And I'm proud to say the Generation and Transmission Cooperative has done a really good job of making sure that we try to remain as stable as possible. It doesn't mean that there won't be rate increases, because there obviously will be rate increases. What it does mean is that if there is one, we've done everything we possibly can to minimize that impact on it. And the board takes that very seriously. Maybe let Dwayne respond to the board perception on rate increases.
Well, we're all members too, and we pay our electric bills like everybody else. And naturally, we don't want our bills being higher than they have to be. So we really look at that to keep things as low as possible.
Next question, how will wind and solar affect us? Well, you saw in the Buckeye presentation that we do have some solar already. North Central has an array actually locally, but we're looking at putting in a much larger community solar array, and we're doing that so that way those members who have an interest in pursuing that type of energy will have the opportunity to do so without having to spend tens of thousands of dollars to put an array at their home. We're hoping that we can do this for just a few dollars a month. And I think most people would probably agree. Now, I know there's a lot of talk about big wind farms coming through this area, and even some of the windmills that were proposed, or big solar arrays coming in this area. None of those are owned, operated, or have a power agreement with North Central Electric. So if we're talking about those specific things, that's not us. All of our power generation comes from Buckeye, and that is through the PJM market. And there are a lot of solar, wind, nuclear, coal, hydro, any type of generation you can think of, it's all part of our portfolio. Next question, when will we get internet? So I've kind of already explained that a little bit. Dwayne, is there anything you want to expound upon with that?
No, we're working on it. I know everybody's wanting to improve, want to have internet for the kids, for the businesses. And we just got to go with the flow and do what we can as things come across with the federal government.
Yeah. I can tell you the cost. So the issue is density, right? Population density. North Central's population density is less than 5 meters per mile. When you think about having fiber stretched across that, and you have a $30,000 a mile cost of fiber in order to be able to install that and have broadband internet, and then you divide that out by 5 people, you can see that the cost recovery is very, very difficult. So that's why the federal government is pursuing some of these programs. We're hoping they do a better job in the next round of these programs so that way maybe we can see participation within our area. Again, it's not that North Central has to do this. It's that no one else is doing it. And so in those areas where others aren't doing it, the board takes very seriously the requests from the membership to look at doing that. And so we've put plans in place, we have a business model, and we're looking at what it's going to take to do it. But it will require some kind of subsidization from the federal government in order to get something done, or state, or a combination. Next question, when will home visit rebates restart? I just told you earlier, we're restarting normal businesses right at the beginning of the month. Prior to that, we're already beginning some commercial visits of our rebate program. And you're going to see that we're going to really aggressively seek getting toward all those that were in arrears. But keep in mind, we have 15 months of arrears that we were not permitted to go into people's homes due to COVID. So it's going to take a while to get through the list, and we're kind of going through them first come, first serve. If you're waiting on one, feel free to call into the office, ask for member services or key accounts, and ask them kind of where you're at on the list. I'm sure they'll be able to answer that for you. But right now, they are beginning the scheduling process, and you should start seeing that stuff get cleared up within the next few months. Is NCE expanding our territory? That's a pretty difficult question. And the reason why I say that is the territory is set in territorial law, and there are agreements in Ohio as far as who serves what territory. It doesn't mean that we can't expand our load. So by that, I mean within our territory, we could have growth. So we could have, you heard me talk about economic development opportunities. We could have additional growth within our territory and within its boundary. We could also come to arrangements with small townships or villages to be able to provide some kind of territory expansion. But those would be really few and far between. So in general, probably not expanding our territory. But what we're looking for is expanding our load, because the more people and the more load or businesses that we have within our territory, the better we can keep rates down. And that's important. What are we doing to help homeowners save on their electric bill? There's a lot of things that we've been doing. First, you've heard me talk about the rebate program, right? The rebate program isn't just a rebate program. It's also an energy efficiency walkthrough. Our energy auditors, energy advisors will walk through your home and help you figure out what it is that you can do to your home to be able to be more energy efficient, which can help you save on your bill. We're also implementing lots of other programs which aren't ready to be announced quite yet, but you should see them within this next year, where we'll be able to assist people who are struggling with their electric bill. Dwayne, can you think of anything that you'd like to reference there?
I think you pretty much said it all. Energy efficiency is a big thing. You know, if you're not in the room, turn the lights off, turn the TV off. Do things that you can do yourself. Have energy efficient appliances. That all makes a big difference.
We also have a time of use billing here at North Central. So there's a certain peak period. If you can cut your energy usage during that peak period, you will actually cut your bill pretty dramatically. So for those who want more information about that program, it is available on our website, and you should be able to find that information. Do we have any other questions? Okay, if you didn't get a question answered, it may be that it didn't come across right. Please feel free to contact us again, and we will get back with you. If you ask a question about something specific to just your bill, we don't tend to answer those publicly, so someone will get back to you about that kind of thing. But I want to thank you again for your time this evening, for attending your meeting, for participating in the democratic process of your cooperative, and we'll see you again at this meeting next year, and I'm sure I'll see many of you before that. I'll turn it back over to Dwayne. Dwayne?
Okay, at this time, do we have any unfinished business to come before the membership? Seeing none, do we have any new business to come before the membership? Seeing and hearing none, at this time I declare this meeting adjourned. Thank you for attending this year's annual meeting. Stay healthy and safe. Hope to see you all soon. Thanks again.